Welcome to today's episode of Quantum Logic. And this topic may just change how you see reality forever. Let's imagine something together for a moment. You're stuck in traffic, watching the brake lights pulse like clockwork. Same route, same cars, same podcast you already listened to yesterday. You glance up at the sky, it's cloudless, just like it was the day before. And you don't think much of it. Until a billboard flashes a phrase you just typed in a message 5 minutes ago. Or until your phone suggests a playlist that matches your mood a little too perfectly. Or finally, until someone finishes your sentence, word for word, before you say it. You shrug it off. Maybe it's coincidence. That's what they say, right? But deep down, something nags at you. What if all of this is a little too seamless? What if the world isn't just predictable, but pre-programmed? And the most powerful tool we've ever built, artificial intelligence, might be the first thing smart enough to notice that we are living in a simulation. Let's rewind to 2003, when philosopher Nick Bostrom dropped a mind-bending thought experiment called the simulation hypothesis. He argued that at least one of the following must be true. Number one, advanced civilizations never make it far enough to create simulations of conscious beings. Number two, they do, but decide not to simulate us. Or number three, they go all in, and once they start, they create billions of simulations. If this third scenario holds, and there are billions of simulated minds versus one base reality, then odds are you are one of the simulations. That's the simulation trilemma. People such as Elon Musk, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Sam Altman have all publicly wrestled with this concept of living in a simulation. But here's the kicker. The more we advanced AI, the more it seems like option 3 is not just possible, but likely. Back in 2016, Elon Musk made headlines at the Code conference when he said there's only a 1 in billions chance we're living in base reality. And base reality refers to the idea of the original or true reality, the one that exists independently of any simulated or virtual environments. He wasn't being dramatic, just logical. His reasoning? Well, in just a few decades, we've gone from 2 paddles and a pixel ball in the electronic game Pong back in the 70s to hyper-realistic simulations powered by AI. If that kind of progress keeps accelerating, then sooner or later, simulations won't just resemble reality, they'll be reality, at least to the people inside them. Let's talk about AI's godlike powers to simulate reality. AI isn't just crunching data anymore, it's generating entire digital ecosystems. Think photorealistic cities. Think also human-like AI agents that demonstrate social behavior, memory, emotion, interactivity. At Stanford University, researchers created Smallville, a virtual town where GPT-powered agents live, evolve, gossip, and even throw parties. I know, that's pretty wild, right? In one experiment, 2 agents unexpectedly started a romantic relationship, planned a surprise party for another agent, and generated new conversational routines over time. The researchers didn't script any of it. It emerged organically from interaction, mirroring real-world social evolution. Now zoom out a bit. Governments are even simulating entire populations to test policy before rolling it out in real life. Digital twins of cities are used to model traffic, disease spread, and economic shifts. And let's put it this way, if we can simulate societies in 2025 with some realism, what could a post-human civilization do in 3025, for example? Now, let's flip the script a little bit. What if AI isn't just simulating reality, but it's able to detect it? Physicists are already currently looking for signs of what's known as pixelation in space-time. At the tiniest level, the Planck scale, space might not be smooth, but blocky, like a screen showing its resolution, or like an old 8-bit game that has squares for pixels. And AI? Well, it's the magnifying glass. It's finding patterns currently in cosmic radiation. It's spotting anomalies in gravitational waves. It's designing quantum experiments humans couldn't even dream up. One research team, for example, fed a deep learning model years of cosmic microwave background data, and it began predicting energy fluctuations no human had noticed. Some physicists suggested these patterns might hint at underlying computational structure, a digital footprint, if you will, buried in the radiation echo of the Big Bang. So if there's a loose thread in the fabric of reality, AI could be the one to pull it. Let's stay grounded for a few minutes. Simulation theory or hypothesis has its skeptics, and for good reason. And let's get into some examples. So we have John Searle's concept of the Chinese room. And this is if an AI acts like it understands language, but doesn't really understand, then it's not truly conscious. It's just a good mimic. And that breaks Bostrom's logic. If simulated people aren't conscious, then we can't be simulated conscious beings either. Then there's Gödel's Incompleteness theorem. No system can fully explain itself from inside. And it's like trying to bite your own teeth, right? So no matter how hard you try, you'll never quite succeed. So if our universe is a program, we might be logically incapable of proving it simply because we are part of it, bound by its own rules. And consider this, in 2019, a group of researchers proposed a thought experiment where AI, trained to detect quantum entanglement patterns, consistently hit an observational limit. No matter how the data was rearranged, the model plateaued, as if it hit a fundamental edge of knowability. Some people called it a machine learning Gödel wall. So if our universe is a program, we might be logically incapable of proving it. And let's not forget the computing power to simulate the entire universe. According to some studies, it's not just huge, it's astronomically impossible. But let's just say theoretically, AI does prove we are living in a simulation. It finds a glitch, some level of symmetry, something impossible to ignore. What do we do with that knowledge? Do we spiral into nihilism, or do we treat life as meaningful regardless of its origin? Some will say it doesn't matter. If love feels real, if pain feels real, it is real. And that reminds me so much of the movie The Matrix, when Morpheus is speaking to Neo about what is real. How do you define real? So let's wrap this up. Are we simulated or are we living in a simulation? Maybe, maybe not. But here's what matters. The question itself, the pursuit of truth, the curiosity to look beyond the veil. AI may never prove the simulation, but the fact that we built machines to ask the question, that's profoundly human. But let's imagine something for a moment. You wake up tomorrow and see a headline. AI confirms we are living in a simulation. Governments start convening emergency meetings, scientists rush to validate the findings, and philosophers dust off their textbooks. What do? Do you go to work? Do you call someone you love? Do you cry, laugh, or shrug it off? Or maybe you stare at the sky, waiting for the illusion to flicker. Here's the paradox. The confirmation we live in a simulation changes everything and nothing. Your life is still your life. Your memories are still yours. Joy, fear, and love still grip your heart. Thanks for listening to Quantum Logic. If this episode made you think, please share it, and I would love to hear your feedback in the comments section. As always, stay curious and stay human. Bye for now.